Hey guys, this is Jen with Mike's Camera. I have Deanne Boal with me today. She's an amazing local photographer here in Boulder, and she's here to tell us a little bit about what she does and how she got started, and I'm just gonna let her take it away.
Hey, thanks for having me. I got started, actually my journey begins as a 5th grade teacher. I taught 5th grade, I have a master's in education, and for a few reasons, we ended up moving to the Caribbean, to a little island, when my son was born. And I didn't have family and friends and a teaching job. I just had this little baby by the beautiful sea, but I was given a Nikon camera, and I started documenting my little son's life every day. And it started as just a little hobby, and it grew into a passion, and then it became an obsession. And by the time I came home about 4 years later, I was starting to take clients. People were starting to ask me to pay me to take pictures of them. Wow. And so I came to Mike's Camera. I knew I needed a better camera, and you guys were actually having one of your tent sales outside. And so I got my first full frame camera that I was so excited about. It felt like a really big deal. I didn't even know what a prime lens was. I just used the kit lens that came with the camera. And I think I took the class that was included when you buy a camera, and I met Brian, who was the instructor of that class. Awesome. And I asked him to teach me a private. And so he took me out and gave me a couple of lessons that really just sort of got me started with thinking about how to take this love to the next level of being a professional. And so I think I got my first prime lens, which was a 35 millimeter, and then I started taking clients, and as I would take clients and get paid, I would be able to buy, another lens, and then that allowed me. So I just slowly kind of grew my business, one client shoot at a time, and now I run a boutique business called Smitten and Swoon Photography, and I've been in business now for 13 years. I can't believe how long it's
flies.
been. And I still shoot Nikon and love it, and I still buy all my lenses from you guys and all my cameras from you guys, so it's been an amazing career.
Yeah, that's great, and we appreciate your support so much, too. Yeah. What camera did you start out with? You said you started with a Nikon?
I started out with the D80.
Okay.
Back in 2007.
Wow. Okay, and what do you shoot now?
I shoot with the, I have 3 mirrorless cameras. I have the Nikon ZF, that's just like this little retro camera, and that's the camera I used to travel with. And I have the Nikon Z8 and the Nikon Z9, which are my big mirrorless, full frame. Yeah.
So you said you like prime lenses. Are those kind of your go-to when you're doing shoots?
Yep, I shoot probably 90% of the time with prime lenses. I love long focal lengths with wide apertures, so I use the 85 1.2 quite often. I have the 135 1.8 plana. That lens is so fun. I also have the 200 millimeter 2.0. So I love the longer focal lengths with the wide aperture that really compresses the background and melts everything into a dreamy blur, and
that's true.
Keeps the subject really sharp in the foreground.
Yes, yes. And as you guys can probably see on top of this video, I'm going to be putting a lot of her beautiful images too on top, but kind of walk me through, when you get a client, do you discuss kind of your vision or what you what the client is looking for? How does that process go?
So today it looks a little different than maybe it used to, because I have a style that is, I guess, how would you say it? I have a
light.
I have a style.
Dreamy.
I have a style that I don't really stray from. It's it's the way that I see the world, and the art that I create has a look and a voice to it. And so when clients book me, they're booking me for that. So we do talk about the location they want, and we talk about outfits and time of year and colors. But for the most part, my clients just say, we want you to do your thing. Just dream up whatever you want.
Awesome.
And so it's normally a golden field. It's normally at sunset, at golden hour. It's normally with backlight, but not always. But I love a big sky. I love backlight. I love golden warmth. I love magic and dreaminess. And so I'm always implementing those elements into my frame.
Yeah. And I notice you shoot natural and sometimes mostly with the light as well. Like,
Yeah.
do you use both on each shoot that you go on just to have options?
Yeah, I
or-
always bring off-camera flash with me just in case I need it. I love to use off-camera flash as like a glorified reflector because I'm shooting in backlight so often that the subject's skin tones can fall into shadow, so it's nice to just lift them and make the editing so much easier with bright skin tones straight out of camera. So I use a off-camera flash with a big softbox for shooting in backlight quite often. If there is no backlight, I'll use flash to make my own backlight, like with a gel to warm the light and a magnum reflector to amplify the light to, you know, mimic that look of sunlight behind my subject. I also shoot in my studio, and I have big north-facing French doors in my studio, so I use natural light when I can, but when it's not enough light or it's not, you know, the look that I want, then I use off-camera flash. And I often use setups with as many as 7 off-camera flashes in a single scene.
7.
But I love natural light too.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But there's so much you can
There's so much you
change.
can do, and I feel like once you understand the rules of natural light, you can apply it to flash because light is light, no matter if it's the sun or if it's a lamp. And so I love just incorporating light as a main subject within my frame.
Yeah. Yeah. So you started photographing on your little one?
Yeah.
That was first thing.
And I still photograph my children, and I still share a lot of personal work. But as they are getting older, I've also had to like walk the line of being respectful to them and whether they want to be photographed or not and share it on social media or not.
True.
So yeah, I've built my client business while I've been able to shoot memories for my family. And it's been really fun because I've been able to practice lighting techniques or maybe more creative setups that take a lot longer with my personal work, and then clients will often see those images and then ask me to reproduce that for them, which is so fun.
That's true. Do you get that a lot? Like people see something and they're like, I want that for me.
Yeah. Yep. And then I can take that into my client work, and so now my clients are seeing that with client work as well as personal work, so then it just like grows and grows, and that's like
awesome.
That's how I think my style was developed.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Cool. And I know that you teach as well on the side. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. I lead photography workshops and retreats. I have a workshop coming up. So I live on a little farm just north of Boulder, and my studio is just this like little cottage on our farm, and we have pastures and horses and a barn. And so I'm doing a 3-day workshop on my farm in my backyard, and we're going to be doing lots of shoots talking about creativity and inspiration and light and composition and gear, and really where I'll just be sharing my process with students for 3 days. And then I'm doing another workshop in Provence, France next year in 2025.
Wow.
I'm so excited for that one.
Have you been there before?
Yes, I have. I love it there. And so I lead my own workshops and retreats, and I also teach for Click Photo School. I'm a mentor for Click Community, and I teach a business class on how to like run a profitable boutique. It's called The Art of Abundance, and it's all about how to like create and run a 6-figure business and
It's amazing.
keep yourself happy while making your clients really happy.
Yeah.
And then I teach a 4-week online workshop on natural light.
Wow.
So,
Dang.
yeah.
Dang, keep pretty busy.
I'm busy, yeah.
Yes. That's very exciting though.
Yeah.
So France, any other trips coming up that you could tell us about?
What other trips do I have? No, not right now.
No?
Just those.
I mean, France is pretty big.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's
yeah,
exciting.
I'm doing a Nikon workshop, which we talked about on my farm in the backyard in early September, but that's sold out. So,
Sad. That's pretty cool though. It'll be local
I know,
for you.
yeah, it's fun. It's to help launch the new Z6 III that they just came out with.
Yeah. Do you have a Z6 III?
I have one consigned that I get to use all
Gotcha.
summer and
Nice.
play with and get to know so that I can share it.
What are your thoughts about it?
It's amazing. The thing I really love about Nikon cameras is they have the same feeling, like they've just you can pick up one, if you could be working with one camera for years and pick up another new one, and it just feels the exact same. It like drives the same. The buttons are all in the same spot. The grip feels the same. They just like, feel so good in your hands.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I do love the sturdiness and
I
the
know,
grip and the style.
I know, it's great.
It can be a little confusing, I guess, especially with the ZF. It looks a little confusing at the top for regular people.
The cool thing about the ZF with all those, so it's got all these vintage dials on the top, and you can use them, but you don't have to. You can just, also they have the dials on the side, just where they do on all their cameras, and you could use those instead. So it's just sort of like, it's almost, I talk about, it feels like driving an automatic versus a stick.
Yeah.
And you can like go back and forth with the ZF, which is fun.
So you have the option.
Yeah,
That's
you have the
pretty cool.
option.
Okay.
It's a fun little camera, and it's tiny. It doesn't have the big grip
Yeah.
that the Z8 and Z9 and D850 have, but it's nice to travel with because it's just like little and light, and
cool.
it's so cute.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, cool. I'll make sure these guys check out your website. I'll put it in the description. Can you tell us what your website is?
Yeah, it's smmittenandswoon.com.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
And her Instagram too. Check out her work. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thanks,
coming in and
Jennifer.
chatting with me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Looking forward to what the future brings.
Thanks.
Yes. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.